Hi there, Kay Sanders here, your intuitive business coach, helping you turn your passion into a successful and thriving business. Now, in today's Daily Insights, I would like to talk to you about becoming visible, becoming known. But before you can become known, you've got to be visible. You've got to be seen first. Now, being visible is really necessary in order to become known, because if no one knows you, if you're not out there, no one will know you. And if you've been struggling with, getting clients consistently, or, people don't really know who you are, what you do, or that you're actually in business, in today's Daily Insight, I will be sharing 10 ways on how you can be more visible in order to become more known and also to get more clients. Nowadays, it is extremely important to be visible, because just because you're in business, let's say you're just opening up for business, you're like, yes, I'm starting, I'm a coach, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. It doesn't mean that people just come to you. You have to make yourself known. You have to start building a name for yourself. You have to get people to know, like, and trust you. And you can only do that by being visible. Now, I get it. This can be very scary for some, especially like if you're just starting out in the beginning years. You're like, I can't be out there. This is very scary because people might judge me. People might, just watch out. What if I make a mistake? Oh my God, right? And especially in the online world. In the online world, you can become known worldwide. And that right there can be very, very challenging for many. And many actually resist being visible just because of that. Because, let's face it, once you're visible, you're out there. They're just watching for you. They're just waiting for you to make a mistake so they can rub it under your nose like, ha, I told you so, you're not good enough, or those type of things. But if you're not visible, you're really limiting yourself a whole bunch, because your ideal clients, they won't find you. Now, so you have to really come out of hiding so they can then find you. Now, and there are different ways, and I'm going to be sharing with you 10 different ways that you can start, one after another, or you can just, incorporate those into your business so you can become more visible, because you really have to be visible in order to make a name for yourself. Unless you really just work with people face to face and just locally, then, but still, even then, you have to be out there. You have to become known. But in today's time, the online world, the sky is the limit. You can work with people anywhere. But in order to reach people everywhere, you have to be online. You have to be seen. So let's talk about those 10 different ways that can help you be more visible. So the first one, I actually enjoy that one a lot, is being interviewed on podcasts. That is a really powerful strategy, because you get to tap into, you're being introduced to that podcast host network. So you're already getting exposure. And all these other experts who are being interviewed on that podcast, they promote the podcast. Ultimately, people might, come across your episode as well. So, being interviewed on podcast, really powerful strategy. You could even start your own podcast or your own show where you bring on other experts, because then guess what? They will promote your show, so ultimately they're promoting you. So also a great way to become visible. You can also be a guest speaker on virtual summits. Now on that, there's, unfortunately, you have to have a certain size of email list, to be invited onto a lot of the summits. But if you're already building your list, summits might be a great way, not just to build your own list, you really give yourself a boost, but also to get exposure. You can even host your own virtual summit, which is also massive exposure and a great list building strategy as well. Now, you can also be more active on social media, where you really post regularly. Like, you can go join Facebook or LinkedIn groups where your ideal clients are hanging out, and also post regularly. You can do Facebook Lives, where you every day or once a week or on a consistent schedule show up online to be more visible. You can even start your own YouTube channel and also release videos regularly. You can write articles. You can go into speaking, like keynote or paid speaking or whatever, those type of speaking gigs. You can even host your own live event, or, that can be virtually, that can be, offline. But these right here are really great ways to get your visibility boosted, to really get out there, to be known. Like I said, the biggest ones that really give you the most exposure is being interviewed on other podcasts, being on summits, and just really showing up regularly. Like I said, if you want to be on social media, make it a regular, consistent effort to be on there every single day. When it comes to something like that, when it comes to visibility, you have to be visible, because as soon as you take a break, as soon as you just stop, it's going to really hurt you. People are going to forget who you are. So you really want to be consistent with being out there. So being on one podcast is not going to get you the visibility that you want. So you want to be consistent with being out there, being visible, being seen. Now, of course, I just mentioned 10. There's so many other ways that you can be out there being visible, from PR, like paid advertising, so many different ways. But, this right here, these things, what I just mentioned, they're all free, no cost to you, other than, maybe having to do the work, those type of things. But, it gives you a good start to get started with being visible. And, feel free, if you know of any other ways, if you would like to share what ways are working for you to really get massive exposure, massive visibility, comment below. I would love to, add that to the list as well. And I'm pretty sure, those who are listening to the replay will, benefit from that as well. Now, like I said, earlier I mentioned some people might be afraid of actually being visible, but there are really consequences of not being visible, and I would like to point those out, because this is your business here that we're talking about. So if you are not visible, your competition who is out there, who is visible, they get all your clients. And you're going to continue struggling to get clients because no one really knows you. It will be very, very difficult for you to really make a name for yourself, because you keep hiding in the shadow. So you are the hidden secret that no one really knows about. You're great in what you do, but no one really knows what you do, or who you are, or that you're actually in business. It keeps you playing small. And it also will keep you from actually being able to make that impact that you're meant to make. Now, being visible is not as scary as it might seem. Yes, maybe initially when you first start being visible, it can be quite scary. But if you're afraid that people might judge you, just think about it like that. Those who judge are actually afraid to be visible themselves. So if you're visible, then hey, you did something that they were too afraid of, doing themselves. All you really have to do is show up, be of service, be passionate about what you do, and just be yourself. If you've been watching my videos, you've noticed that I've made mistakes. I didn't edit everything out, because you know what? We are human. We make mistakes. I am human. I make mistakes. But you know what? For me, it is more important to show up for you, to show you, to give you advice, to give you insights, to help you move forward in your business. I really don't care if I stumble over my words or make mistakes, because guess what? That makes me who I am. That makes me human. And we are in the people business. People don't want to work with me if I am perceived as too perfect, right? So as long as you show up, and maybe not everyone likes what I say, maybe not everyone agrees with what I say, but you know what, those people who are meant to hear my message, and those people who are meant to hear your message, they will hear it, and they will love you for showing up, for stepping up to the plate and really being there, being of service, being passionate about what you do. And that's the most important thing, is you got to be passionate about what you do. If you're passionate about what you do, who cares what other people say? Be out there, be visible, because let me tell you one thing. One of the things that I really keep telling myself is, and that's what helped me really get going initially, is if I can just help one person, if I can just impact one person with my message, inspire this one person to go out to do what they want to do, to go after their dreams, to break through their challenges, break through their limiting beliefs, their inner gremlins, then you know what? Then that made my day. That's what I'm here to do, is to inspire at least one person a day. So with this video today, if I can just impact one person, that's all I really want. At least one person. Of course, more is better. But, if you just show up and just be of service, be passionate about what you do, and just share your stuff, be yourself, People will love you for that. And like I said, those who judge, they're probably afraid to actually step up to the game and do what you do. They're not as tenacious as you to actually show up and be visible. So, pat yourself on the back for that. And ask yourself, what would really be the worst thing that could happen? No one is going to shunt you for being visible. So usually whatever we think that, is going to happen, the worst thing and stuff, it's never going to happen. But then also ask yourself, what would be the best thing that could happen? If you're out there, if you're visible, and then, maybe a year after you had created, let's say, a video, and someone comes up to you like, oh my God, you won't believe that one video that you released, that one interview that I listened to that you were part of, you changed my life. Wouldn't that be amazing? And if you don't allow yourself to really step up and, get out there and be visible, you won't ever be able to hear those messages or get those testimonies from people that you really impacted. So think about what would be the best that could happen. You could get more opportunities. You could get clients from that. You could impact a whole lot of people. I think that's pretty good, right? So you really owe it to yourself to, step out there. You owe it to yourself and those that you are meant to be of service to step up and step outside of the shadows, to be visible, to share your light, to shine your light, so potential clients, those that are really meant to work with you, to find you, right? You want to have people find you, and you can only do that if you're out there, if you're visible. So I hope this was helpful. If it was, share it, like it, hit the comment, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, comment below, let me know how you feel about this. I would love to, hear, your input about this, your comments about, even if you're having struggles with being visible, feel free to share it below, or what you have done to overcome those challenging times of, the fear of being visible or something like that, whatever you would like to share. I would definitely looking forward to, reading your comments. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have an amazingly abundant and successful day. And I'll see you next episode of the Daily Insights.